Hello, Laurence. It's really, really great to see you.
Lovely to see you too, Mary. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very good. How are things in London?
Yeah, things are good. Certainly getting better, which is great. And with myself personally, I'm just enjoying my freedom right now. We've got a little bubba on the way here at my end, so just making the most of this freedom and this situation right now.
You still have a little bit more free time on your hands before Baba is here with us. So I bet that you use streaming apps like we all do. And this whole sector, this whole space went crazy last year. We're talking about a 19% compound annual growth rate. So talk us through what's happening in this space.
We say there are two things that are certain in life, right? Those are death and taxes. I'm not sure if you've heard of that. But I actually think there are three things certain in life, and that's death, and that's taxes, and that's the rise of OTT. Because why do I say that? Because it's hugely booming, and we're spoilt for choice as consumers, because there is Netflix, there is Amazon Prime, there is Disney Plus, there is Discovery Plus, BritBox, Peacock, and more than half of those that I mentioned have launched during lockdown, which makes a lot of sense commercially. And at Intive, we really know exactly how the on-demand sector in OTT is doing, because we see it from increased appetite from our clients. So that's great. And we're only one of a handful of companies actually that develops and launches the OTT platforms for the top 20 media clients globally. So that's a good one.
The whole world is crazy about OTT platforms right now. Laurence, you speak to large media companies on a daily basis. So what would be the most recent themes and topics that come up in conversation?
Yeah, there's a few, right? I think the main one that comes to mind is consolidation. And we've seen that for the past few years, actually. Examples that come to mind, such as Discovery and AT&T, Viacom, CBS, Disney and Fox, and most recently Amazon acquiring MGM. So that's cool, and I actually think we're going to see a lot more of that happening in future years. But also UX, we may be unaware that our OTT experiences are starting to be tailored towards our viewing habits, and those are really, really subtle tweaks that are taking place. Things such as menu adjustment, artwork, color updates that are taking place.
It's no longer just personalization, right? This is micro-personalization, a whole different level.
Yeah, it's really subtle and it's taking place. So you've got it in one, micro-personalization.
What's the role of AI and ML for these large OTT platform providers?
Yeah, sure. Look, we've started to see quite a lot happen now in the space of recommendation engines in the field of AI and machine learning. And a lot of market players are actually starting to replicate this right now with homepage recommendations, also with personalized watch lists and genre-specific recommendations. So I myself am a big fan of the horror genre. One of my favorite films is unashamedly so Halloween. So I want to see shows that come up or films that are in that same genre, such as Hellraiser, Psycho, It. I don't want to see Peppa Pig come up in my feed. So that's huge. And also churn prediction as well. It's really easy for consumers to be able to switch because of increased choice, low switching costs, and all of this leads to churn. So what if we devise a system that's out there about being able to guess if someone's looking to change platforms going forward. It's called churn prediction. It's something that we do for a number of our fintech clients, and we're starting to see quite a lot of appetite from our media clients in this field.
Laurence, what would be one of the top questions that your customers ask you?
Well, apart from can you get this done yesterday, I think the big one is how fast can you scale up. At the end of the day, we've got at Intive 1,800 engineers and designers, and we're spread across multiple time zones from Europe to US to LATAM. So as you can see that we're big enough to really have these international teams and flexible delivery models, but we're also small enough to stay agile and act fast.
And looking ahead, what are the next challenges? That's one of the last questions I always like to ask. What does future have in this space? for OTT platform providers? Where are we going to consume media soon? What do you see in the future for us?
Mary, I had a feeling you were going to ask me this question. So in order for me to answer, I need to rely on my special little friend. So if you bear with me a minute. Right, I'd like to introduce you to my little friend here. This is the OTT crystal ball here. So what do I see for the future? I see subscription fatigue that's taking place. Because look, we've got AVOD, YouTube, and then we've got SVOD, Netflix. But we've got so many different SVOD providers out there. We are tired. We are tired almost of the choice that's out there. So what we're going to see going forward, I believe, is increased bundling services and subscription packages together to create these channels. And we're already starting to see this right now when we look at Disney Plus. They're bundling videos with ESPN, with National Geographic and other content producers. So I think we're going to see more of this going forward. What else do I see? I also see product placement that's taking place. So it's happening right now, but what if there was an alternative to AVOD and SVOD going forward, and product placement was another option for content producers? So the final one I could see in peripheral vision here is actually within the automotive sector as well, and that's driverless cars. So what does the future non-driver do? Basically, they engage with the screen. We're already starting to see this take shape with passengers that's out there. But I think this is one to watch going forward. And at Intive, we're in quite an interesting and unique position where we've got experience with tier one clients in the automotive sector. And if we couple that with our expertise with OTT clients here, I think we'll be able to drive this revolution going forward.
This is really fascinating, being able to watch a show while driving a car that actually drives itself. This is fascinating. Laurence, thanks so much for taking me through all these changes, all these challenges. It's super interesting. Thanks so much. And I'm really looking forward to some updates in the BABA space.
Yeah, we'll see. Thank you, Mary.
Take care.